Imagine waking up in the middle of the night, but your body is walking around the house while your mind is still fast asleep. This is the strange and fascinating phenomenon known as sleepwalking. But what's really happening inside the brain of a sleepwalker? What is sleepwalking? Sleepwalking is a sleep disorder that happens during the N3 stage of sleep, also known as deep slow-wave sleep. This is the stage when the brain should be completely offline, giving us the most restorative rest. In sleepwalkers, something goes wrong. The brain enters a kind of short circuit between sleep and wakefulness. Some areas of the brain, like the motor control regions, wake up too early, while other areas, like the prefrontal cortex responsible for logic and decision-making, stay deeply asleep. The result is that the person gets up, walks around the house, opens doors, moves objects, all without being aware of it. Why does sleepwalking happen? Science doesn't have all the answers yet, but some risk factors are well known. Genetics. If one parent was a sleepwalker, the risk doubles. Sleep deprivation. The more exhausted the brain, the higher the chances. Stress. Emotional changes can trigger episodes. Fever or illness, especially in children. Other sleep disorders, like sleep apnea. Sleepwalking is much more common in childhood, usually between ages 4 and 12. The good news is that most cases disappear during adolescence. Is sleepwalking dangerous? Yes, it can be. The biggest danger lies in the unconscious physical actions. A sleepwalker might fall downstairs, leave the house, get injured with sharp objects, even try to drive, which is rare but documented. That's why experts say not to wake a sleepwalker suddenly, to avoid panic or aggressive reactions. The best thing to do is to gently guide the person back to bed, and of course, make the environment safe. Lock doors and windows and hide keys if necessary. Curious facts about sleepwalking. There are historical reports of people performing complex actions while sleeping, like cooking, playing instruments, and even writing. 1. The case of the sleepwalking driver. In 2005, a Canadian woman named Lee Hadwin, known as the sleepwalking driver, got into her car and drove for more than 20 kilometers, all during a sleepwalking episode. She crossed intersections, passed traffic lights, and finally stopped at her parents' house. The scariest part. The next day, she had absolutely no memory of what had happened. This case became famous because it raised serious questions about how the brain can perform complex motor tasks, while the person remains unconscious. 2. The sleepwalking artist. Another famous case is that of a Welshman. During the day, he had no interest in art and couldn't draw well at all. But while sleeping, he would enter sleepwalking episodes and create detailed and complex artistic drawings. He became known as the sleepwalking artist, with exhibitions of his artwork and media attention. To this day, science is still trying to understand how his brain activated creativity only during sleep. 3. The crime during sleepwalking. This is one of the most shocking cases in sleepwalking history. In 1987, in Canada, a man named Kenneth Parks drove to his in-laws' house while asleep, entered the house, and ended up committing a violent act that resulted in the death of his mother-in-law and serious injuries to his father-in-law. Throughout the entire event, according to the defense and medical examinations, he was in a deep state of sleepwalking. In court, the case caused huge controversy, but after extensive neurological and behavioral analysis, Kenneth Parks was acquitted, as experts proved he was genuinely experiencing an extreme sleepwalking episode. This case is still studied today by neuroscientists and legal experts worldwide. Despite having some scary and very serious stories, sleepwalking most episodes are much simpler. The person gets up, walks a bit, and goes back to bed without remembering anything the next day. Sleepwalkers usually have their eyes open or half open, with a blank, unfocused stare. This can be pretty creepy for anyone watching for the first time. Conclusion: sleepwalking is just another example of how mysterious our brain can be. It is like our body goes on autopilot, while our mind stays trapped in dreams. So now, after knowing all this, are you sure you are sleeping peacefully at night? If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next deep dive behind our minds.